Imagine opening a chocolate bar and discovering that its true beginning was not sweet at all. More than 5,000 years ago, deep in the tropical Americas, cacao was prepared as a bitter, powerful drink. It belonged to ceremonies, trade, and the lives of ancient peoples long before it became the smooth treat we know today. The earliest known evidence of cacao use comes from the Mayo Chinchipe culture in what is now Ecuador around 3300 BCE. Archaeologists found traces of theobromine, a natural chemical from cacao, inside ancient objects. This discovery changed the old story. Chocolate did not begin in a European kitchen or even only in Mexico. Its roots reached far into South America, in forests where cacao trees grew bright pods directly from their trunks. Over time, cacao moved north through networks of trade and knowledge. By about 1900 BCE, people in the Soconusco region on Mexico's Pacific coast were using it. Later, the Olmec people of southern Mexico may have fermented, roasted, and ground cacao for drinks. They left no written recipe, yet chemical traces inside old vessels offer a quiet clue. Something important was being made from this strange, valuable bean. Then came the Aztec world. In the great city of Tenochtitlan, cacao beans carried real value. They could be used in exchange, while cacao from warmer growing regions arrived as tribute. Cacao was linked with ritual, prestige, and the divine. The word often connected with chocolate, chocolatl, came from Nahuatl, the language spoken by many people of central Mexico. The name would travel farther than anyone could have imagined. In 1502, Christopher Columbus encountered cacao beans during his fourth voyage, but Europeans did not immediately understand their importance. In the 16th century, after Spanish forces entered central Mexico, cacao and the local drinking tradition crossed the Atlantic. In Spain, the bitter drink began to change. Sugar softened its sharpness. Vanilla and cinnamon added new flavors. What had been a Mesoamerican drink with deep local meaning was transformed again in European courts and homes. For more than 2 centuries, chocolate in Europe was mostly a drink. It was expensive, carefully prepared, and often enjoyed by the wealthy. The great change came with machines. In 1828, the Van Houten cocoa press made it easier to separate cocoa butter from ground cacao, creating cocoa powder and a supply of cocoa butter for new recipes. In 1847, J.S. Fry & Sons in Bristol used cocoa butter, sugar, and cocoa to produce the first solid chocolate bar sold to the public. Soon, Switzerland changed chocolate once more. In 1875, Daniel Petter used condensed milk associated with Henri Nestlé's work to create an early successful milk chocolate. 4 years later, Rodolphe Lindt developed conching, a long mixing process that made chocolate far smoother. The rough, bitter drink of the ancient Americas had become a glossy, melt-in-the-mouth bar. But every piece of chocolate still begins with the same tropical pod and the same ancient seed. Its story is not simply about a dessert. It is the story of knowledge passed through generations, of cultures that gave cacao meaning, and of inventions that changed how the world could taste it. The next time chocolate melts on your tongue, remember, you are tasting the last chapter of a journey that began thousands of years ago in the forests of the Americas. If you enjoy stories like this, please follow for more hidden history and untold stories from around the world.